You gotta ask him what it is that
The obsession?
the obsession.
I know what it is.
I obviously, have a room in his head.
Rent free. You do everything with grace.
A suite in his head. But the thing about it is that was always clear to me. Look, first of all, when I was president, the last thing I had time to do was worry about what
Somebody said
or what my predecessor did.
Mm-hmm.
They're gone. I've got work to do.
Sorry, Trump. Obama's just not that into you. There's a psychological reason for that. Researchers Lynn McCutcheon and John Moltke studied what happens when a fan becomes obsessed with a celebrity. Psychologists call this borderline pathological celebrity worship. At this level, the person believes the relationship is real. They believe their feelings would be returned if they could just meet up. And when the object of their obsession ignores them, they don't move on. They escalate. More attacks, more mentions, more fixation. Trump cannot give a single speech or interview without saying Obama's name. Obama has never responded once. This is not a rivalry. Trump has a toxic parasocial relationship with a man who doesn't even think about Trump. And the obsession will never stop, because in Trump's mind, Obama is the one who got away.
Obama, did you see Barack Hussein Obama last night?
The Barack Hussein Obama catastrophe.
It's really like the Barack Hussein Obama one in Chicago.
Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of The Conservative Libertarian. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode where we are coming back fiery and hot. Okay, we're gonna keep dropping these videos for you guys every day as much as we can, right? If I got things that come up in my schedule, I will try to work around those. But I'm a man, I have a family, and I got kids, so a lot of my stuff gets taken up by them. So typically I got to get back home and try to get these videos out. That's probably what I'm gonna start doing, is just when I get home off work, just come home and just finish knocking out these videos, and then just have the rest of my day to do whatever I need to do. But yeah, so we have another one for you guys today. We have more BS Now coverage. I guess they are mad that Trump has a growing obsession over Obama, which I don't even think it's an obsession, to be honest. I mean, if you want to say that he's talking about him so much, it's an obsession, but let's be serious. He talks about literally everybody, right? He talks about Biden, he talks about Kamala Harris, he talks about AOC, he talks about Bernie, he talks about Elizabeth Warren, what do you call her, Pocahontas? He talks about everybody who he disagrees with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, why is it that we are focusing on Obama? You know what I'm saying? There's something particular, is what I'm saying? But I already know where their point is going to be with this, and it's going to be amazing to hear how they sit here and try to rationalize why Trump is just hourly just attacking Obama, which I'm not disagreeing that he's not attacking Obama. Like, he is obviously if he does go out his way to talk about Obama, then yeah, I mean, he's targeting him, but so what? So what? It's free speech. Who cares, right? That's what I'm saying. These people are ridiculous.
Session with him. Donald Trump over the weekend doing nothing to dispel the notion that President Obama lives in his head rent-free. The AP reports that Trump, quote, posted a falsified image of former President Barack Obama and his wife, Michelle Obama, waving before boarding an Air Force One that had been spray painted with graffiti. The latest image shows the Obamas smiling and waving at the top of stairs alongside a baby blue and white presidential plane with graffiti painted on it that included the Democrats' campaign slogan, "Yes, we can, Obama," and BLM, short, of course, for Black Lives Matter. The post also shows graffiti in Arabic on the plane that says the phrase Alhamdulillah, which means praise be to God or thank God. It comes months after Trump posted another racist image of the Obamas as apes in a jungle. We're back with Melissa and Eddie.
Yo. I'm sorry, but that was funny. That was funny. Now, was it insensitive of a joke? Maybe, but come on, bro. Come on. Are you guys gonna melt down over everything this guy does? Like, bro, it's honestly like a child's game with these kids, with these people. It's like, oh, just post something that's gonna trigger them. Oh, 24-hour coverage.
Eddie, I see you shaking your head, so I'm just going to let you tell me what's going on up there.
Well, obviously, he lives rent-free in Trump's head. There's nothing inherently racist about graffiti. It's a vernacular art form that's powerful in so many ways. But what he's trying to do is to conjure up images of the ghetto, of how black folk will depreciate the value of wherever place they occupy. But, you know, we can talk about him being in the head of Barack Obama's being in his head. But, you know, I'm thinking, Antonio, I'm thinking about Nolan Wells, 18-year-old kid who goes out on a boating trip with a group of white kids on the coast of Mississippi, and he doesn't return. They come back. And now there's all of this question, what happened to him? I'm thinking about all of the violence that follows from this stuff. See, the thing is that we can talk about it at a certain level of abstraction, but we have to raise our babies in this mess. And this man gives a permission structure where downstream, the violence that follows from what he triggers, we have to endure. So, yes, Obama lives rent-free.
I don't know about you, sir. You look like you're pretty accomplished. I highly doubt you're facing violence on a high level like this. Okay, I highly doubt it, right? Okay. If you want to say that, you know, what the president spews gets it trickles down to everybody else, so everybody else tends to spew the same type of rhetoric that the president spews, which I'm not going to disagree on that point. Same time, to rationalize something that happening to a 18-year-old boy, I don't know how old he was or whatever, 17, 18-year-old boy, which I don't really know the full extent of that case. So the fact that you're even bringing that up is kind of hilarious, because I didn't see MS Now or the liberal media covering what happened in the Austin Metcalf case. I wonder why that is. Is it because a white boy died? I have to imagine that's the only reason why they didn't pick up the case, because it's a white man. You know what I'm saying? You know, they die every day. You know, who really cares? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really fit the narrative. It doesn't fit the narrative of racial tension going on in this country. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm not even going to say what happened to that boy was racist, because I don't know the whole facts of the case. And for anyone to portray racism on to that case is living in low IQ, right? And this is another thing I will never get behind, right? I will never get behind the pro-black agenda, right? The believe all black people agenda, right? Hell no, because I have lived experience that I don't believe. It's just people in general. You just have lived experience. You just don't trust everybody, right? You don't tell everybody your secrets. You don't confess and confide to people that you don't know, right? So this isn't like a type of like racial hypocrisy where, oh, I trust white people more than I trust black people. It's like, no, I don't trust anybody, right? I don't trust anybody with my life, unless it's my family, right? Other than that, most motherfuckers can kick rocks. I'm just keeping a whole 100% buck with you, bro. It's crazy that we have to sit here and have conversations about racial tension in this country when we could be having more productive conversations on how we can fix our economy, how we can fix the living standards of everybody else. But instead, we wanted to make the situation so minute and so minuscule just to center it around race, when race isn't the only component of people's oppression, right? It's not just because you're black. It might just because you are a minority and you're marginalized. That just could be what it is. People just don't take your problems as serious because of you being a smaller population of the entire country. That just tends to happen. The majority tends to have more power over the minority. That's what happens in Congress. That's what happens when a president is elected. That's what happens in general. So, like I said, I'm not going to be on this whole racial divide type thing. I think it's stupid. And if you think that I'm toe tapping, right? I had some people in my comments say he's toe tapping for the white man. It's like, you guys sound dumb as fuck, right? Because if I wasn't toe tapping for the white man, then I'd be toe tapping for black people, or I'd be toe tapping for any type of situation that is beneficial in my interest. And it's like, I mean, no, even things that could be beneficial to me specifically doesn't mean that I want that to be portrayed into society. For example, right? I think, right, and this is my radical thought process, I think most pedophiles, right, should be sent to death. Harsh murder criminals, right, should be sentenced to death or hard labor, slavery. I mean, however you want to slice it and dice it. But I know that that policy in my head could be seen as radical, right? And a lot of people would not sign off on that legislation because people get falsely accused of things and get sentenced to jail all the time. And I acknowledge that. So that's just how I think, bro. I don't agree in this ideology of just everything's about race.
But we have to deal with the consequences. We have to pay the costs downstream. And so I'm grieving for Nolan Wells' parents, who's now trying to ask some questions or answer some questions why their baby didn't return home and all his white friends did with his telephone.
Amazing. Amazing. These people. I literally, genuinely, sometimes am lost of words to even say. Sometimes I rather just continue to watch the film because it speaks for itself.
Thank you, Eddie, for shouting out that story that I don't think has gotten enough national attention, Nolan Wells and his disappearance. Melissa, I want your reaction to this image too and what you think it represents about where we are. But I also want to take the opportunity to show this poll that I know that the president must hate right now, because 57% of Americans view Obama positively, making him the most popular living president. And right now, only 34% view Donald Trump positively. I mean, despite the rhetoric, the environment that he puts out there, I mean, the Obamas, and I would say the Obamas sort of as like an avatar for actually all black people still moving forward and doing their thing in spite of what so many have tried to do to us in this moment. Here they are, still at 57%.
I mean, it's got to hurt a little, Antonia. Not only do you think about this man 24/7, when you have to look at him, he's younger than you, he's smarter than you, more attractive than you, and 57% of Americans think they'd rather have him as president right now than you. That's got to hurt. And
I think it's just favorability. I don't know if that means, I don't think that translates to presidency wise. But I mean, if you want to make that correlation, sure, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it, but Eddie is exactly right. I think very few people have actually covered the story of this tweet, in large part because it's become so commonplace. I mean, it's almost not even newsworthy. Like the president of the United States said something racist about.
What is that? I just happened to notice this. What is that around her neck? Yo. Am I seeing this right? Are those chains? Yo, if they want to talk about visualization, right? You know what I'm saying? What Trump's doing, visualize it. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to, the graffiti is basically what black people do, right? It's like, yeah, but what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck is this? I will never, right? And this is how you know I'm free. I will never put on chains around my neck like this. Like, it'd be different if you're wearing like a Cuban link or something like that. Isn't a Cuban, right? That is like symmetry representation that you're trying to put out here. I think what she's trying to present, right, is that she's still a slave. Incredibly laughable. I don't know if that's what she's trying to present. I'm not going to put that on her, but this visual image right here alone is crazy. Is that just me? Am I tripping? Who is her designer?
His predecessor. Not really a news story anymore because it happens so often. But Eddie is right. We've become anesthetized to this in some respects, but everyday people have to live their lives in the climate that is cultivated by this kind of nonsense. They have to raise their children. They have to lead dignified lives because the president has this obsession with his predecessor, who happens to be a black man. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Just so happens. He just so happens to be a black man. Yeah, he just so happens to be black. He has said things about Biden, Sleepy Joe, right? Pocahontas, crazy AOC, right? Goofy Bernie. You know what I'm saying? He said things about everybody. Hillary Clinton, like, come on, man. And the fact that you guys want to make media coverage over this just shows that you guys are just as divisive as if you so claim he is. Which I'm not saying Trump isn't divisive. He's pretty partisan. I will say that. He's partisan. He can be very divisive in some of his language. At the end of the day, I think what he thinks is that he doesn't believe, no matter how coming together he can be with the liberals, or, you know what I'm saying, and the progressives, that no matter what, they are always going to hate Trump. They're going to hate Trump. They're going to hate Republicans no matter what. It doesn't matter what he does. It's a lose-lose situation. So in his mind, hey, I might as well be hated, you know what I'm saying, because I'm not going to be loved, right? So I might as well just be hated. You know what I'm saying? Because it is what it is. They're going to sit here and bitch and cry about everything else. So it's like, whatever. I'm just saying. Like, it's exhausting. Yeah, that, I don't know. I'm sorry about that last take, but that visual representation threw me the fuck off. But hey, let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below, whether or not this was an L or a W. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the video. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace.